Hey everyone, it's Chris here, and in today's video we're going to be covering how to optimize a different kind of asset when it comes to your Webflow site speed, and that is your videos. Now, by default, browsers, they do not lazy load videos. They do lazy load images, sometimes iframes, but videos, it's kind of a tricky part. So that's why in today's tutorial, we're going to be covering this solution that you do see on my screen. And with that said, I want to break down today's episode into three main parts. Part number one is I want to show you a quick demo of this Cloneable. So basically you guys can see how this solution works. Step number two is I'm going to show you how to implement this solution into your Webflow site, right? And step number three, I want to show you my way of optimizing videos. Now, before we're going to dive into the very first step, I wanted to make a quick disclaimer here. This solution only works with MP4 video file formats. The reason being is when you use third-party players like YouTube, Vimeo, or Vista as an embed on your Webflow site, usually these third-party players, they load a bunch of files. They load their scripts, fonts, images, and so on, which even more bloat your site speed. But don't worry about that, because I'm going to show you exactly how you can store your MP4 videos and how you can serve these videos on your Webflow site. So with that being said, let's quickly dive into this demo right here. So I'm going to have a link to this Cloneable in the video description, guys. So you can open up this Cloneable inside of Webflow, have a look over how it's working, right, and follow along. So the very first example is this background video right here. It has a nice boomerang effect, yeah. And if we click on this watch video, boom, it opens up the pop-up, right, the light box. Now, this Cloneable comes with other examples too. We have this nice background video added inside the card, right? Then we have the video cards itself. So this is more advanced thing. Like, let's say you want to build maybe a testimonial card with a video playing in the background, or maybe even like some modules with your video trainings, right? And the final example is this Webflow component, which you're going to see how this is working once we're going to open up this Cloneable inside Webflow. But with that said, I want to do right click and open up the DevTools. And then within the DevTools, guys, I'm going to click on the network tab right here on the right, and I'm going to select from no throttling to slow 3G. And that's it. That's because I want to show you right now how we are loading all of these videos. So what I'm going to do now is with slow 3G network, which basically means that my internet connection right now will be super slow, right? I'm going to hit reload. And what you're going to notice is this background video will have a poster first, and once the video will get downloaded to your local drive by the browser, it will start to play. So let's do reload. We're gonna wait a little bit here because it's like slow 3G, and boom, we have the poster, which is a little bit like blurred out. And on the right side in this assets list, you're going to see that as soon as the video, boom, we have the video here. As soon as the video downloaded, it will start to play. The below the fold videos, they're not loaded. Yeah, they'll only load as soon as they enter the viewport. So we have this video right here. Then we have this background videos that play in the background of these cards. And as soon as they get downloaded, you can see that the poster gets swapped by the video. Good. So now let's see how this solution works. I'm going to have a link to this Notion page, guys, in the video description, so you can follow along with all the documentation in this tutorial. But basically, I do highly recommend you checking out this page, especially the full list of features. So with that said, let's get into the very first step, and that is to add the main code. So you're going to see a quick HTML snippet within this Notion page, and all you have to do is just click on this copy. Yeah, this will copy this entire code from this Notion code widget. Then what you want to do is go back to your Webflow site, go to the settings, click on the custom code, and navigate all the way to the footer code. And this is where you're going to paste this code in, right? So let me explain you what this code does. Well, the very first line that you see right here, it basically enables this custom video library. Now, the second line, it basically styles the video player. You can see that we're using a Webflow variable, yeah, and we add a nice border radius. Now, I'm going to show you this variable inside the Webflow variables once we open up the Cloneable. But for now, all you have to do is just click save, Yeah, it will prompt you to publish your site. So what I do recommend you doing is publish to your staging. Okay, once you publish to your staging and you're fully happy with your videos, you can then publish it live. Now, before we're gonna dive into the next step, I want to show you guys how all the attributes work. So we're gonna go back to this Notion page, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're gonna see a section called custom attributes, and all the attributes, they live here. At the very bottom of these tables, you'll also see an image that I created for you so you visually understand how every single attribute gets added. So with that said, let's go to the very first part of the attributes, and that is the attributes that you will apply to the background videos. So we only have like 3 attributes here. We have data lazy load set to true, we have data src, which stands for source, and we have the poster. So let me open up that image inside of Figma, and let's go through this example right here with this nice video review card. So the background video is the very first one, and you can see we have data lazy load set to true. This attribute will lazy load the video, right? Then we have the data src, and inside the value you will have the link to the MP4 video. Don't worry about that because I'm going to show you how you can have this MP4 link. Next one is the poster, and within the poster you'll just basically put the link to the image that will be displayed as a placeholder while the video loads. The very last set of attributes for the background video basically autoplay the video. It then creates a nice loop like a boomerang effect. Then it also plays in line because we don't want on mobile devices to automatically enter full screen for these background videos, right? And the very last one, it's muted, which is like an accessibility features for browsers. So autoplay videos, they get autoplayed. So that is all for the background video. And now let's go back to the Webflow Cloneable so you guys can see exactly where you can find these 3 attributes. So we're gonna go back to the Webflow, we're gonna hit designer here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna navigate all the way to this box right here. And we're gonna select this video overlay. I do have an overlay on the top of the video, you know, so the text inside gets visible. And then below the video overlay, you're gonna see this custom element called fill video. The reason why it's a custom element because it's not a div tag, it's a video tag. Yeah, with this fill video selected, if you go to the settings, you should see the attributes data lazy load, data src, and poster, right, along with the rest of the attributes to make this background video loop. Good. So let's dive into the very next set of attributes, and that is for the lightbox trigger attribute. So the way I created this lightbox trigger is I wanted to have a custom element with more elements inside that would trigger my lightbox. Not just a simple play icon, you know, but maybe something more. Maybe I want the lightbox to open up when I click on the entire card, or maybe I want the lightbox to open up only when I click on a specific set of elements. So being said, the lightbox trigger comes with 3 attributes: data lightbox toggle, data video src, and data video poster. So let's go back to the Figma so you can see exactly within the Cloneable what is the lightbox trigger. And we have this nice div block right here. Yeah, that is our lightbox trigger. You can see that inside we have this play icon and more content. And when we click on this big div block, yeah, it would open up the lightbox. And this lightbox trigger does have these 3 attributes. We have data lightbox toggle, which tells the code that, hey, if I click on this div block, I want to open up my lightbox. Then we have data video src, which basically pass the MP4 link to the video that will be displayed in the lightbox, and data video poster stores the URL to the image that will be displayed as a poster inside your video lightbox. This one right here. Now, one question you might get, guys, is, Chris, why you're using 2 different posters and 2 different video sources? Reason being is maybe sometimes you want the background video to be different from your video that plays in the lightbox. And a really good example is within the Cloneable. If we go all the way to the top, you can see that this boomerang video in the background, yeah, that is looping. It's different from the one that we have in the lightbox. I'm a marketer myself, and I know that sometimes I want to captivate the user attention with a simple 3-second video that has the key moments from the main video that gets played in the lightbox. So I hope this does make sense, guys. Now, the very last set of attributes, let's go back to this Notion, it's the lightbox proper attributes. And this is basically the attributes that we applied to the lightbox itself. And the lightbox do come with 2 attributes. We have data video lightbox, and we have data lightbox close. So let me go to the Figma and show you exactly how we do apply these attributes. So I have the lightbox wrapper right here, and inside I have a video and I have a button to close the lightbox. The lightbox wrapper, so this big box right here, it does have data video lightbox set to true, which basically tells the code, hey, this box is going to be my lightbox. You'll also see another custom attributes, which is a FinSuite attribute that disables scrolling when this box becomes visible. Yeah, you can find more about this attribute if you go to the FinSuite website. And then the second attribute that gets added to this lightbox is within the button, which is data lightbox close. This attribute, obviously, if you're going to click on this button, it will close the lightbox. It's an optional attribute, guys. If you want to build like a nice Webflow interaction on close or on open this lightbox, then you can disregard this attribute. But if you want your lightbox to open up instantaneously and close up instantaneously, then use this data lightbox close attribute. And let's see how the lightbox is structured inside the Cloneable. So we're going to go back to the Cloneable. Yeah, and the lightbox is at the very bottom. So we're not using a lightbox for every single image. Instead, we have one global lightbox that dynamically adds the video from this lightbox trigger. You can see that this lightbox trigger has data video SRC and data video poster. And basically from these two attributes, we're telling the lightbox which video to display. So yeah, with that said, let's open up this video lightbox component and let's select this video lightbox div block. With this selected, if you go to the settings, you're going to see data video lightbox set to true. Yeah, which tells the code, hey, this is my main lightbox. Now, if we make this video lightbox to be display block, yeah, because now it's none, we don't want to display this lightbox initially. If we set this to block, then inside you're gonna see the button. And with the button selected, if you go to the settings, you're going to see data lightbox close, the attribute that closed the lightbox. Now, you can customize this lightbox wherever you want. You can add call to actions, banners, animations, right? It's really, the sky is your limit. The only rule here is you need to have a video inside this lightbox. So a custom element that is a video tag. That is the only rule. The code will look over this lightbox, will try to find a video tag, and will apply the custom video player. Good, so being said, that is all for the attributes. The very last thing I want to talk about, guys, when it comes to the attributes is specific configuration that you can add to the lightbox video. Now, I'm using Player.js, which is an open source video player, right? And I built for you here 3 different setups. So one setup disable full screen, another one disable this picture-in-picture, and the very final one disable timeline. So all we have to do right here is just copy this data player config, then you go back to your Webflow side, you select the video inside the lightbox, and then you just add this new attribute, data player config, and for the value, you just copy this JSON object. Yeah, you copy this. So let's say I want to disable full screen. You go back to your Webflow, and within the value, you paste that in. Publish your changes, and now if you open up the staging side and if you open up the lightbox, you're gonna see that it will not have the full screen icon. Good, so that is all for the custom attributes. Now, finally, I wanna talk with you guys how to serve this MP4 video link and how to optimize the MP4 files. So we're gonna go to the step number 2 right here where it says prepare your videos and posters. So just like I said, this solution works with only MP4 video formats, and you have a couple of options to host your MP4 link. Number 1, of course, is my favorite, which is Cloudflare R2 bucket. It's free to use. You just create a Cloudflare account, you click on R2 bucket, and you create a bucket. Yeah, and just to show you how it's looking for me, this is my Cloudflare. If I go to R2 and I click on my bucket here, this is where I store all of my MP4 files. What's great about Cloudflare, it's a global CDN, which means that all of these video files, they will be stored globally. Now, additional options are Amazon servers, of course, and your very own server. You can ask your dev to upload these MP4 videos to your very own server and then give you back the MP4 video link. So I hope this does make sense, guys. Now, let me show you where to paste this MP4 video link and where to paste also your image poster URL. We're gonna go back to the Figma because we can visually see all the attributes, and let's start with this background video first. So for the data SRC, if you do remember, that's gonna be the link to the MP4 video that will be played in the background. And for the poster, usually what I do for image posters is I upload the poster inside my Webflow, and then I just copy the asset link. And let me show you exactly what I mean. So we're gonna go back to our Cloneable, and yeah, let me move this loom over here. If you open up the assets panel and expand it to reveal the folders, you're gonna see video poster folder. And if you click on that, all the posters, they are right here. So basically what you do is you click on the asset settings, and then you click on this link, which should copy the asset link to your clipboard. And then with this copied, you just go back to your poster attribute and you paste that value in, paste that URL in. That is it for the background video. To be honest, the only attributes that you will ever have to worry about is data SRC and poster, right? Now the very next one, of course, is for the lightbox trigger, and we have the data video SRC and the data video poster, and the same applies right here, just like with the background video. You have the video SRC where you paste the link to the MP4 video, and you have the video poster where you paste the link from the Webflow asset panel. Now finally guys, I wanted to share with you a couple of hacks and good tricks when it comes to optimizing your MP4 video formats. For background videos, what I do highly recommend you is do not add 4K videos. Make the video size be the same size as the container or the box it lives in. Don't make like a really big video for a really small box. So usually what I do here is I'm looking over what is the width of my container or the box where this background video will live, and you can see like it's about 566. And then what I do next is I open up CapCut. Yeah, I create a new project. So let me click create, blank canvas. And then it really depends like what is your orientation. Yeah, if it's vertical, then you're gonna go with the vertical aspect ratio. If it's horizontal, like landscape, you're gonna choose a landscape ratio. But since we're talking about these testimonial video cards that we have videos playing in the background, I'm gonna click on this ratio in the corner and select 3:4. I found out that this is the best ratio for those kind of videos. And then all you do is just drag and drop. So let me show you with one video from here. You drag and drop it here. Usually I do mute it because, well, I don't want to have any sound. Yeah. Then you would rescale the video so it fits perfectly into this 3:4 box. You can also like change a little bit so you have maybe a focal point. Yeah. And finally, what I also do is I'm trying to pick like, let's say 3 seconds of some key moments from here. So maybe, I don't know, like even the very first part can go really good. You know, so you'd go with about 3-4 seconds, something like that. Let's see how much we have here. Yeah, 4 seconds. I think this is good. And lastly, you just click on this export. You click on download. You give this a file name. For the resolution, I usually go with 480 pixel because again, like if you have a really small box, it doesn't mean to have like 1080 pixel here. You know, you'll just waste a lot of resources. And then for quality, I go with fast exporting, 25 frames per second, MP4 of course, and hit export. And once it's going to export your MP4 file, I love to do one more thing, and that is using this MP4 compress website. And all you do here is you just click on this select file. Yeah, you do upload your video. So I'm gonna go with this background video from here. You hit open and then you click upload video, and now this tool will automatically compress it for you. Don't worry guys, because I'm gonna have like the link to this tool in the video description. And then you just click on download file. Now it's not a lot of reduction for me, only 7%. That is because this video has been already compressed with this tool, so that's the thing. But you might get even higher reduction, like 40, 50, and even 90%. Good. So download the video by clicking this download file link, save it somewhere on your computer, and from there it's really up to you. Upload it to the Cloudflare bucket, to your Amazon server, or just ask your developers to upload this MP4 video to your very own servers. Then one more thing, of course, is for your posters. Let me go back to the Figma. Let me zoom out of these. So for the poster is the same thing. You know, I usually have like a frame inside my Figma. I have like a quick image here. Yeah. yeah, that will be used as a poster. And this poster is the same story. I'm not making it bigger than the actual container. Keep in mind that image will be displayed by a fraction of a second while the video loads. And the same thing I would say for the video itself. And for the lightbox, usually what I do is I make the poster like a little bit blurred out, you know. I really like this kind of effect. And when I do export these images from Figma, I'm always converting them to WebP. And the way I do convert them is by using another tool, which is called Squish. And all you have to do right here, guys, is just drag and drop your PNG or JPEG images, right? So I'm going to show you with this lightbox. Boom, it's right here. And then from this panel, I'm going to click on Moz JPEG and select WebP. And that is it. From here, the very last thing you can do, or at least what I usually do, is I dim down the quality maybe to 60% because I don't need like this poster to be full quality. And you can see it's already like 9 kilobyte and got like a 96% reduction. Finally, you just download this WebP image, you upload it to your Webflow asset, you copy the link to the asset, and you paste it within your poster attribute. So I promised guys to show you exactly how you can control the player color, yeah, by using the variable. So you can see that within this style tag that we added, we have a variable right here, var, and then we have colors, player color. So this is like a variable that is being pulled from a Webflow variable. Now, if we go back to our Cloneable, yeah, let me move this loom over here. Let me close the asset panel here, and let me select the Webflow variables. You can see that the player color is right here. Yeah, it's called player color, and if we open up the settings, you can see the CSS here. So yeah, I hope this video do make sense to you guys. Keep in mind, if you're gonna have any questions around the solution, I guess the YouTube comment section is your best friend.